In this video, we will be looking at the application side of graphing linear systems. So we'll start with an anniversary party scenario. You're planning an anniversary party for your parents. The catering company you've used in the past offers two pricing options. So option A is just $25 per person. Option B is $20 per person plus a flat rate of $150 that you pay no matter what. So if we think back to rate of change, initial value, that means that the per person part would be our slope or our rate, and the flat fee is the initial value or the y-intercept. And for option A, the flat fee is $0. So thinking of that, and the fact that this will be a y equals mx plus b scenario, because we have a rate and an initial value, we can write our let statements and then our two equations. So we are dealing with cost. And with these better deals scenarios where we have two options, cost will always be a variable. So let C represent total cost. And our cost depends on the number of people, so the per person part. So let P represent number people. So for option A, the cost is equal to $25 per person. So if I have P people, I'm going to multiply 25 by P, and then there's no initial value, so technically I'm adding 0, which I don't need to show. And then for option B, the cost is $20 per person, so $20 times the number of people. But then you have to remember to add on that 150 on top of that for that flat rate. So using either the equation or using the scenario, we can create our table of values so that we can plot these two lines. So let's deal with option A, $25 per person. So for 0 people, it's $0. For 10 people, well, we're just going to do $25 per person times 10 people. That's 250. For 20 people, 20 times 25 is 500. For 30 people, 30 times 25 is 750. And finally, for 40 people, 40 times 25 is $1,000. And then let's go ahead and plot our points. So we're going to label number of people on the x-axis and total cost on the y-axis, and we can just write banquet deals or banquet costs, whatever you'd like. So for option A, 0 people, $0. 10 people is 250, so halfway between 200 and 300. For 20 people, we're at 500. For 30, we're at 750. And for 40, we are at 1,000. And then we will connect our points, put an arrow towards the right because this trend will continue, and I will label this option A. Let's go ahead to option B. For 0 people, there will be a cost of $150 because you pay that no matter what. For 10 people, well, it's $20 per person, so 20 times 10 is 200, and then we'll add on that 150 to get 350. So I'll just make a little note of what I did here. So 20 times 10 is 200 for that person fee, and then adding on that 150 to get 350. And we can do that for each scenario. So for 20 people, 20 times 20 is 400, plus the 150 is 550. And after a while, you might see a little pattern here that we're just adding $200. So every time you add on 10 more people to your guest list, you're adding $200. So you can use that, or you can continue using the equation to get your next key points. So 30 people, 30 times 20 is 600 plus 150. And then 40 people, 40 times 20 is 800 plus 150 is 950. And now I can plot my points. And at this point in time, we should already see the common point, okay? And this will be our point of intersection. And technically you might be asking, well, if I see my point of intersection from the table of values, why do I need the graph? Well, it's because the graph will give us a nice visual to see when each option is the better deal. So I'm gonna switch colors here. For 0 people, we're at $150. For 10, we're at $350. For 20, we're at $550. For 30, we have that common point. And then for 40, we're at $950. And then connect the points and label your line as option B. So now, what is the point of intersection and what does it represent? The point of intersection is 30, 750. And what does it represent in terms of the scenario is that for 30 people, both options cost $750. Okay. Some more follow-up questions. Which option is cheaper for 20 people? And you can use your actual graph and see, okay, 20 people, well, the blue line, which is option A, is better, or you can look at your table of values and see, oh, well, option A is better. For 80 people, well, I can't use my table of values, so I'm gonna go to my graph and kind of look at the trend. 80 is off the page, but if this line were to continue, it's under line A, which means option B is gonna be the cheaper option. And finally, under which conditions is each option the better deal? So looking at my graph here, it's all gonna depend on this point of intersection. So what's happening to the left of it, what's happening to the right of it. So when we are less than 30 people, because that's where our point of intersection is, line A is below, which means it's the cheaper option. When I go past 30 people, B is now the smaller line. It has the smaller cost. So option B is the better deal. So that's how we should be reading our graph for the better deals. And what we will write, less than 30 people, choose A, more than 30 people, choose B. All right, let's try the next one. So for the next one, we have a gym membership. So you're planning to join a new gym. There are 2 gyms around you, so you have 2 options. Ultimate Fitness charges $50 monthly fee, so $50 per month, and Great Life charges a $100 startup fee plus $40 per month. So here's the rate, $50 monthly fee, $40 monthly fee, and then we have the initial cost for just for Great Life. So we are talking about cost, and our cost depends on the number of months. So let C represent cost, let M represent number of months. So for Ultimate Fitness, the cost is just $50 per month. So we're taking 50 and multiplying it by however many number of months. For Great Life, the cost is $100 startup fee and then $40 per month. So $40 times the number of months, and then we're gonna add on the 100 at the end because you pay that on the first day no matter what, so that will be part of that total cost. All right, now we can go ahead and create our table of values. And in this table of values, I didn't write in the number of months, we're gonna choose them. And usually I just like to look at my scale on the given graph and use that. But something that's super important is that you're always gonna start with 0. So I'm gonna go 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. And the exact same scale for both gyms. And now let's start with Ultimate Fitness. Ultimate Fitness is just $50 per month. So for 0 months, $0. For 5 months, well, 50 times 5 is 250. For 10 months, 10 times 50, 500. For 15 months, 15 times 50 is 750. And for 20 months, 20 times 50 is 1,000. So let's go ahead and plot these points. And I am going to label my scale as well. Number of months, total cost, and my title, gym costs. Okay, so for 0 months, $0. For 5, we're at $250. For 10, we're at $500. For 15, we're at $750. And then we kind of run off the page, so we'll just stop and connect here and label UF for Ultimate Fitness. Okay, let's go to the next one. So for 0 months for Great Life, you are gonna spend $100 because that is your startup fee. You signed up, and even if you haven't gone at all, it's $100. After 5 months, 5 times 40 is $200 that you're paying for the monthly fees. And then we're gonna add on the $100 initial fee for a $300 total. So again, $40 for each month for 5 months to get $200, and then we add on $100 to get the $300 at the end. Okay, and we can do that for the rest. So $40 per month for 10 months, that's $400, and when I add on the initial, it's $500. And at this point, maybe you see that you're just going up by 200, or you use the formula. So 15 times 40 is 600, plus 100 is 700, and so on. So let's plot these points. So 0 months is $100. Then we're at 300. Then we're at 500. So that is our point of intersection right there already. For 15, we're at 700, and then we're off the page. Okay, and this is Great Life. And here I just have one question. Your friend is planning on joining a new gym with you. Which gym would you recommend under which conditions? And we do have to be specific. So it is going to depend on this point of intersection. So 10 months, both gyms are charging $500. So we're gonna look less than 10 months, more than 10 months. So when we're less than 10 months, so there's our line, the blue line is below. So it's the cheaper option, and that is Ultimate Fitness. When we're more than 10 months, it is now Great Life, the green line that's below. So it's the cheaper option. So less than 10 months, choose Ultimate Fitness. More than 10 months, choose Great Life. And that's it for these application questions. So for the better deals, your equations will always be in y equals mx plus b form. So identify the rate or the slope, identify the initial value or the y-intercept, and then you can create your table of values from either the scenario itself or from the equations you came up with. And once you've graphed everything, you have a nice visual for the point of intersection and when each option is the better deal.